Today I'm making a peach soap. I'm using this fragrance oil. It's called Market Peach. It's from Candor Soap Supplies, and it is not known to accelerate trace or rice or discolor, so this should work nice. Hopefully there'll be no surprises. It smells like a very, very tart peach. I really like the smell. I'm not in peach country, so I am absolutely by no means a peach expert. I've probably never actually had a fresh peach. They've probably been picked 48 hours before they ever get to me. I'm in the north, so our fruit is not the best, but I sure appreciate the smell of fruit. So that's the fragrance I'm using. I'm making my 4-pound mold, so I'm going to have 13 bars of soap. And here I have 13 little peachy slices. I want to do a white piped topping and have these just sitting in the piping. So all you see is its little peachy butt, round ends sticking out there. Because this is an orange slice, but if that's in the soap, it's not going to matter much. I think I have a knife here. I should probably take my knife and just smooth off these ends here. I'll have plenty of time to do that when I'm waiting 40 minutes for my piping to set up. So that'll just make it sit nicer along the length. So that's what I'm going to have on the top. My colors here, I have what I have mixed up to the best of my abilities, a peach color. I think looking at it that it could use a bit more red. As I've said, peaches aren't really in my world, so this is not my expertise by any means. But this is there is white and pink in there. The white is mixed with water. We'll see when I start getting into the soap batter what this looks like. And I'm going to be very stubborn today, working to get what I feel would be a perfect peach color. I don't want it to be orange. I don't want it to be pink. I want it to be peach. So there's my peachy color. I have a pinky color. So I'm going to do a peach base, but an in the pot swirl, and then I'll drop swirl that in. So I've heard many people call that the Holly swirl, from Holly from Missouri Soaps. Probably won't do it as good as you, Holly, but that's what I'm trying to do. I'm going to do this base, all three in another container in the pot swirl, and then that drop swirled into that base, just to have a pretty interesting peachy yellow pink soap. So that is what I'm after tonight. So I'll see you soon. I have my oils already measured and my lye measured. I'm just waiting for it to cool down. One thing I've done different today is I've added some silk to the lye. This is my silk fiber. So by adding just a pinch of this silk, you just pinch off a little bit and add it to the hot lye. Then I'm going to strain it to make sure I don't get any strange particles in the soap. That will give the bubbles a luxurious, silky, creamy lather. So this is like taking your soap to a luxurious level. And the way they've gathered this is they wait until the little moth has left, until he has emerged from the cocoon, and he leaves behind the cocoon, and then they gather the fibers. So no moths were hurt in the creation of this silk, which actually was important to me. I like moths, so there you go. Tusa Noil Silk Fiber. The INCI information is silk amino acids. So I'll put that in my recipe to Health Canada if I decide to sell this soap. All right, so I'll see you soon with my oils and my lye. I'm just going to let it cool down. We are ready now with my oils and my lye. I am going to strain it because some of the silk I feel is just too fibrous. So, and there's little black specks in there. It's just natural fibers. LMB. It's the whole point behind a handmade soap is that there's differences in between this soap and what you get in the store. All right, so I'm going to pour my lye in, straining it. Hope I get most of the silk through. This is only my second time using the silk. So I've watched Soap Queen use the silk, where I learned about this. It is a very good YouTube channel and website. Brambleberry.com and Soap Queen. Very invaluable. Very good. So I'm going to whip this up, separate my colors, and I'll turn on some music so you don't have to be bored watching me and listening to all this noise. And I hope you enjoy watching. everyone, today I'm going to cut the peach soap that I made. This is what the loaf looks like. It has been a few days, so it's nice and hard and ready for me to cut. I've already taken off a few pieces just to see if it was ready and have a look inside. I was too curious to wait. So here's my holly swirl, my drop swirl. I'm going to leave a link to Missouri River Soap's page so you can see who I'm referring to, because her videos are very good to learn from. So here you go. And I'm going to cut the rest of the loaf now. Okay, so I have not pre-marked this one. What I'm going to do is I'd marked my mold. So these peaches are roughly 1 inch apart. So I'm just going to cut between the peaches and see how that works. All right, so here we go. Now, I was not very good with the knife before, which is why I avoided it. But since getting some practice, I think there's ash on this, but since the soap is white, you can't really see it. As I was saying, since I have been getting some practice with the knife, I'm now feeling more confident about it, and I'm going to continue to use the knife instead of my ruler. I can't use the cutter that came with this miter box because the soap is too high. What I really would like, maybe for Christmas this year, is one of those awesome wire cutters. So you have no limitation really on the size of your soap. Those will cut. Those are limited cutting through melt and pour. I've watched other people have trouble with that. So I'm going to line up my knife. All right, the cats are fighting. Always. They are best buddies, but as they're both male cats, they sure do like to wrestle. It's similar to male humans. So it sounds like they're not having a good time, but they are. Oh, this one's pretty. So here's my drop swirl. I have the peachy batter, which came out the color I wanted. This is raw batter, pink and yellow. And a bit of raw batter up here and white in my piping. And my peachy butt embed on top. This is exactly what I wanted. It's a good happy day when your soap turns out the way you want. I'm going to try to get them the same size by comparing each bar to this one. I think is a good cut. So now when I started out and had a terrible time with the knife, I didn't have this miter box, so I was just trying to cut them without any guidance. So now that I have this box, what it does is it squares it up here against the wood. And then I can really need to wipe the knife off between pieces of soap. I can get in here. I got the knife resting on both bits of board there without cutting myself. Here we go. This should go a bit of the pink. Let's see if I can put it back in. There's pink in there that just came right out on the knife. So that shows you, oh, the difference was there was fragrance in the peach. There was no fragrance in the pink. So they're curing at different times. But I can fill that hole in here with the soft soap and smooth it down. So, fixed it. These things will happen. It smells really good. It smells like a bit of a drink smell to it. This is called Market Peach. It smells like a fresh peach. As I told you before, I have no knowledge of good peaches. I've been to BC. It had peaches there. It's just been a long time ago. But you won't find good peaches in our grocery store. What we get in the summertime where I live, because we don't have fruit orchards or anything. This is the north. We have a very short growing season. Is people, wonderful people, come from BC in trucks with produce. We know one place on the highway, one of those trucks always parks, so we'll take that highway just on purpose to catch his truck selling BC fruit. And our choice is always the cherries. We don't choose peaches so much. We love the BC cherries. They're a bit expensive, so you can't have everything. You need to make choices. This one's lost some of its. I don't even know where it went to. Like, see, there's a piece broken off there. I need to do a repair. I'll do repair work after I'm done here. I'm going to have the piece off the end to do repair work on these. It's crumbly. Maybe I left it too long. Why are you crumbling on me, soap? Why are you doing that to me? So maybe this summer I'll splurge and I'll get cherries and peaches. We'll save up our money just to get peaches. There we go. Now I really like this one. Oh, that's pretty. I have a question for Macintosh users, as I'm filming this on a Macintosh. Now, I need to process movies and post them. Not that I don't want to anyway. But I keep getting a message. Does it say startup disk full? The only way I've found to get this memory is to post videos, and then I put them in my trash box and empty the trash. And that's a shame because I have some things in progress and I feel I need to post videos before I'm really ready to. So I've checked at the Mac and I don't see what's using up all this memory. I've done a search and that just seems to be a Macintosh thing. They're really good computers, but they don't have this startup disk space that your HP computer has. So if there's anyone out there that has some tips for me on how to empty this startup disk and have more memory space so I don't have to feel pressured to post videos before I feel they're really done, I'd appreciate your help. It might just happen to be that you're watching this video and that's your expertise. I like the Macintosh. We bought the Macintosh just for making videos, for the editing part. We really bought it for my husband's auctioneering business, so we could hold auctions and then we could share samples of his work online so he could get more work. He is a very, very good auctioneer. My husband is a talented man. I don't know if you see this is the orange cat. Well, I'm going to get rid of it. This is how you get rid of an orange cat. You go away. He gets sprayed a lot. He's such a funny guy. He doesn't seem to mind being wet. our cats provide us with constant amusement. There's no end of laughter from these cats. Right. He's down. I can see him. He's down on the kitchen floor now, licking himself because he's all wet. And that's my oven. I'm making lasagna for tonight. It is Easter Sunday. Aaron has been called into work because somebody is ill. There is flu, very bad flu going around in our city, so he needs to go in. They need him, so we're going to have our Easter dinner tomorrow night, and tonight we're having lasagna. Because I don't have time to get dinner ready, and also we'd like to, relax. We will have dinner, and we like to, after having Easter dinner, we like to watch the 10 Commandments. It's always on TVs at Easter time, so we have recorded it, and we can watch it whenever we want. It's a very long movie, but it is very good. I've watched that for as long as I can remember. It's an Easter tradition. So I'm happy with my holly swirl. So that's in the pot swirl and then drop swirled from the pot. So kind of combining the two different swirling techniques. So, these are not like the world's best cuts of soap. Some crooked lines and stuff, but I think that's all right. People will forgive me. It's handmade soap, and that's part of its charm. One day I'll have a fancy wire cutter, and every piece will be exact same size and all square. But their downfall seems to be that you get those bumps on the front, on the face of your soap. I don't have those now because I'm cutting with my cutters. Smooth faces here. Those wire cutters seem to be leaving bumps on. But does that really matter? Well, I don't think so. Ooh, that one's thick. Let's go with the bottom on it. So this is where I'm going to get a piece off the end where I'm going to make repairs to some of these that have flaws. They're flawed. And this is also the sample that I will use. Because I use every soap in the bath so I can tell my customers truly what the soap is like. The sudsiest one I have is the one I made with white wine. At yesterday's craft show, it was one question. The customer came, she said, I want bubbles. What's the bubbliest soap you have? And I told her that white wine one, something about the sugars in that wine that's kind of thick bar, but what I do when I sell at the craft shows is I wrap, I'll wrap 6, and I put the biggest one in the front, so my first customer gets the biggest bar of soap. They're my first customer. So there's the end. Don't think I showed you all that. All right. So thank you for watching. I hope you have a good Easter and a good week. Take care, everybody.